Hi, this is Deb Helfrich, hashtag Redheaded She-Hulk. You can also find me under my life's work, hashtag Wellbeing Philosophy. And what Wellbeing Philosophy is learning to think clearly about our own health. The systems of the US of hypocrisy have come under complete and utter scrutiny this year. We know our laws, our corporations, our environment in every way, shape, and form has been informed by racism and all sorts of dehumanization. This cannot continue standing. I myself am somebody who can bust many of the myths of Western healthcare to offer a clear and concise way of thinking about how we think about our health. I'm working to create a symposium to talk about how to employ philosophy to unite African, Eastern, and Western medicine, because we're all right. What happened as colonialism turned into a fever pitch and empire building among a few rich people in a few nations of northern Western Europe took over the entire globe is a legacy of complete and utter dehumanization. And we are suffering from so much chronic disease because of the burdens of an inhumane civilization. So while talking about health and our human well-being seems to be only about medical care and taking care of our own bodies, it's primarily that. Just like putting on the oxygen mask on the airline, in order to be engaged at the civic level, in order to be a leader in your community, in order to create change in homelessness and people who are starving, you must yourself be optimally healthy. I'm on day 14 of a fast. I tend to fast very chaotically, very dynamically based on what my body asked me to do. Having just lost 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50, I believe that these schedules of fasting are not in your best interest, just as a diet prescribed by some other random person you've never met telling you what to eat. That's bonkers. Now, in a certain way, in this way that we like to think about data, in a lab, perhaps these diets have all the macronutrients, and do they? Can I ask you that? Very few diets by diet gurus will have been assessed for the full range of macronutrients. It's going to tell you to take supplements. It's always buy something else in the US of hypocrisy. It's always buy something else. This is why you can't think clearly. So, if you're overweight at all, and even if you're normal size and you follow certain religious traditions, fasting is an annual, biannual, quarterly good thing to do for a human body. Now, if you need to lose weight and you're over 50 pounds, I have never been only 15 to 30 pounds, somewhere in there, overweight. So I can't really speak to what it's like to operate that body. It may be different. But if you are significantly overweight up into obese and morbid obesity, you're going to need to actually burn your own fat to power your body. And this involves emptying your digestive tract over however many hours that takes, and then dipping into your liver's glycogen stores, which are about 2,000 calories. So typically most people should go 20 hours or so, and then you start needing to extract energy from your fat stores. Burning your own fat is what losing weight is all about. And fat, onboard fat, is perfect human nutrition. Think about that. For every human too old to have breast milk, fat is perfect human nutrition. It is optimized by our own bodies, not formulated in a lab, and not one thing for this and one thing for that. It is optimized. One of the interesting things that I discovered over this last period of really absolutely changing everything about my health was that when you are burning fat on a consistent basis, you're generating water. Now think about it. So fat is perfect human nutrition. It comes on seasonally when we're in the lean times. It goes off in the summer when there's a lot of abundance of the natural fruits and vegetables we're meant to eat. It's there to help you when there is no food. Why evolutionarily, using evolutionary logic, why would there be a need for humans to store in excess weight? Well, the answer is we typically used to have to migrate. When we get to the point where there was no food, where we've extinguished all of the natural abundance or seasonality, you only grow at this time, then you would move closer to the coasts or to rivers to fish. Having these extra calories on board is about the capacity to migrate. Now, just back in the day, that would have been natural causes would have made us migrate. As we became more and more civilized and industrialized and assembly lined and digitized, our stress took on a brand new characteristic of being the admin of modern life. And the toxicity of all of the petrochemical scents and the byproducts of combustion, the constant stresses of never-ending electromagnetic machines. So many levels of things for our body to deal with. At a certain point, your body gives up. This is too much overload, and you hit chronic disease. Now, we have all of this constellation of chronic disease, and #Wellbeing Philosophy has a hypothesis that unites just about every chronic disease there is. There are some of the genetic things like Huntington's I don't have much information on, but what's always right next to Huntington's is Parkinson's, and I have some seriously valid hypotheses to talk to anyone who is pre-Parkinson's medications. In that period between diagnoses and getting on the dopamine, I believe I can offer people some strategies to help them understand Parkinson's as a dysfunction of the bioelectric capacity of your body, the nervous system. It's becoming quite the thing to look at the vagal nerve. It's really this combination of an individual's traumatic history, lack of safety and security with others. And these are all levers and wheels and things. And this sort of driven over hyper drivenness to avoid dealing with the need for rest and calmness and relaxation and things like that. So We're in this society where you always have to buy something, where the only solutions involve going into debt. I mean, how much does it cost to put somebody on dopamine for the rest of their life? And then Parkinson's comes with enormous amounts of associated burdens. The ability to work goes away. The person either has independent wealth or a family, or they go on public assistance. If I've got a philosophical hypothesis that can change Parkinson's, and nobody will listen to me, it's like I'm in a forest by myself. That's why I'm on day 14 of a fast. I'm working as diligently as a human can to optimize my own mental and physical fitness to make a serious change in this world. Thanks for listening. Not eating does a body good, does it not? Be well. Deb Helfrich, over and out, www.insightsoccur.com.